ready for drinking? Drawing? What about laughing? Well, hold on to your donkeys. It's season 3 of the ComX Friday Night Drink and Draw. With your hosts Sizzle and Spedsy, plus Quick Nick, our esteemed regulars, and Australia's best looking creators. Many of whom have books for sale at comx.shop. Now, let's get stanky.
Welcome to episode 88 of Friday Night Drink and Draw. We are drawing aliens tonight. Any alien that you want to draw, send it in, and that reminds me to put the banner up for everyone so they know where to send it. And and a special guest tonight is everyone.
Hey. Yeah, we're all aliens in a sense. So something segue. Yeah, joining us tonight, of course, is the man they call Quick, Nick Cleary. Welcome, sir.
How you going? It's good to be back once again for another round of Drink and Draw. Here we go.
Yeah, didn't realize we were talking like this, but let's keep it going. Welcome back to the show there, Matty. Yeah, g'day, mate.
I don't know if I can do that, but how are you?
And I dare not repeat myself, use my old jokes, but Le Wolverine has joined us. Logan French, welcome back.
Hey, everyone. Good to be back.
Now, the man below him is battling a storm at the moment. Thor is in his front yard doing what Thor be doing. So I had his comic book ready to show because I wanted to say the man with the hairy holes, which sounds weird, but he legit just dropped a book called Hairy Holes. Brenton McKenna will be back with us any second. But in the meantime, RoboTune's dad is here. Shannon Browning, welcome back.
Good to be here, guys.
Yeah.
And Shannon's younger brother. They look like that's the same guy, kind of, sort of. The man with the best lighting in the room, Brendan Halliday. It's so good to have you, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. How you doing, Rob?
I am well. Brendan is the man behind Super Depressed Man, which we will talk about later in the show. Now, a man who is somewhat blurry, and it's questionable, is he even there? Peter Lane, are you with us?
Oh, bad timing.
Well, at least we caught him in a good moment. Hey, calm down. It wasn't that funny. All right. Well, this could be a schmozzle. We lost Dave 2 seconds before the show started. Alex and Nick aren't here, but we've got Sizzle told me before the show he's got this epic alien encounter to tell us about. Take it away, Sizz. The floor is yours.
Yeah, don't put me on the spot or anything. Yeah, epic. I could describe an alien movie. I was
give
walking
us
through
your
the forest, and there was this weird smudge in the trees, and all of a sudden there was these red dots on my chest, and I can't think of the next bit because I should be dead.
You covered yourself in mud, and
I covered myself in mud, and that saved the day. Yes.
Yay, there he is. Baguettes for claws. We're recycling all our old jokes tonight. Hey, now, Sizz, the Predator. Did you ever read Batman versus the Predator?
No, but it sounded like an interesting concept.
Yeah, it ends the exact same way that the movie does. The other predators come down and kill the naughty predator and run off with him. But still, an epic tale from my youth. Sizz, who would be your favorite alien from pop culture?
I'm going to be really nerdy and say Spock.
Whoa.
Okay, why Spock?
I just like him.
Excellent.
He's cool. He's although I have heard some interesting theories about Spock, which has put me off a bit.
Can I just interject for a second? You are the first person in my life who has said that Spock is cool. Like, seriously, that's what you're going with?
Pete agrees with you, though. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's all
Oh, here we go.
What about you, Quick? Actually, Quick, I've got a question to pose you. First, let's go around the room and we'll talk about favorite aliens. But then I've got a big, heavy question for you, Quick. So get ready, because you might be the person to save all of mankind. But until then,
My gig.
who is your favorite alien from pop culture?
I probably have to say Mork. Let's throw Mork out there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I want to see
Mork.
some Morks tonight. Send in your Mork drawings, everyone.
Now, what do you reckon the discussion was in the writers' room when it came time to decide where Mork came from? Now, a writer's room is often like a safe space. There are no dumb ideas. Just throw everything against the wall. Do you reckon?
I think they had 25 ideas.
Yeah.
A-Orc, B-Orc, C-Orc, D-Orc.
And then like, why don't we just drop the whole first letter and just go with orc? This thing writes itself.
They're probably just like, just let Robin improvise those kind of details. Let's not worry about that kind of stuff. There's no canon here when he's at the reins.
Maddie, are you a alien aficionado? Do you have a favorite alien?
I'm blanking. All I can think of is Stitch. From Stitch.
Nice.
I've never seen.
It's good.
Tell me about it.
I don't know. It's just a little troublemaker.
It's like a mouse type dude. Am I thinking the right guy?
He sings a lot of Elvis. Great.
Oh, you've sold another ticket. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Watch it on VHS. Logan French, we will talk about this book whose sequel is right now on Kickstarter. Now, I bought this book when it came out on the first Kickstarter and thought, you know what, I should really read it because I have a to-read file. And I dug it out last night and holy moly, good. Yeah, actually, I'll talk about that later. In the meantime, there's something very interesting about Amphibian Noir that I want to talk about, but we'll get to it. Favorite alien? What do you got for me?
That's a tricky one. I mean, it's like someone you want to hang out with, or just something that's inspired you over the.
Oh, let's go with
the
alien you would most like to hang out with.
Well. Man, that's tricky because most of the stuff that I consume in the alien genre tends to be horror. So let's say I can't think of any one of them I want to hang out with.
It's interesting that you brought in that
I
wrinkle.
brought it up and I was just like, now that I think about it, no, that doesn't work. My favorite alien in general is the Thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another. We're not talking Ben Grimm here. We're talking that old school movie, and I don't think I've ever seen it. Which actually,
you've never seen The Thing?
No, and I think it might have came up last time you were on the show because I was shellacked for having not seen it.
And you were about to be shellacked again.
Rightfully so. Good God.
What kind of creature or being or whatever are we talking about?
It's more of an organism that takes over and consumes other organisms. So it basically is kind of like a virus running rampant of sorts. Yes. That's kind of like The Thing.
Yeah,
it just grabs organic matter and just consumes it and blends it together and tries to create whatever it can from it.
Okay.
It's difficult to explain because they never actually explain it in the film. And there's no real rules to it besides it doesn't like fire, which is basically everything in existence. So
I like fire.
I'm sure fire doesn't like you.
I spoke to it earlier. It thinks you're a dickhead.
Keeps me warm, mate.
So it's a very interesting and gruesome concept. Involves a lot of body horror and that sort of business, which made it quite an exceptional and exciting film to watch. Because all the effects are practical, so to see that going on is all before the computer generation kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
So it was quite the stunning feat to have a look at. So if you haven't, you need to. It's a definite must. So
Yeah, Rob.
I expect
man.
I expect that to be on your
You'll
watch
like
list.
it a lot.
It'd be very confusing when I'm saying to my wife, "Hey, do you want to sit down and watch the thing?" Like, what thing?
Oh,
What
if
thing?
she's
Like, everyone's been raving about the thing. I'm going to need more information. What thing?
If you saw it now, you'd be like, "Oh, that explains all the pop culture references to a film I never understood."
Yeah.
Like that episode of The Simpsons, that skit in the thing, that thing. And you'll be like, "Oh, it's like this big puzzle piece that's missing." So, watch it.
yeah, it has influenced a lot of people over the years.
Yeah.
Dave, can we talk about where you've been, or is it like?
No, I just had to make a quick trip to the chemist. That was all.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I thought, like, was there a flood? Was there a
No,
tree fall on
just
your house?
a mercy trip. But the cook was a bit crook, so you got to look after the cook, mate. And that's number
Okay.
one priority.
Sweet. We're going around the room, Dave, talking about favorite aliens. Next up is the man with the hairiest of holes. Disclaimer: it's in relation to his book. I am Ezra himself. Brenton, welcome back to the show. You're on mute, dude. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us who would be your favorite alien in pop culture?
I definitely. I grew up with Predator. I saw it when I was 5 with my older cousins from '80s when it came out, and we used to pray to them. Like no kidding. We used to go to church and Predator would come and I don't know. It's a long story, but
we got time. You're praying to the Predator.
No, we used to get told the whole movie when I was a kid. My cousins explained to me that the whole reason he was killing everybody was because they were stealing his mangoes. So he was doing the whole cutting the head off from the spine thing and hanging up in the tree as a warning to say don't steal the mangoes or coconuts and stuff. So we had mango trees. So and they just said just pray to if you don't want anyone to steal the mangoes, you got to pray to Predator. So every Sunday we went to church. I'd people would pray to him and say, "Oh God, please don't send the Predator to look after us and our mangoes." So not much has changed.
Well, and no one can prove that it didn't work because
no one stole mangoes.
Yeah,
we've still got our mangoes. So but no, it hasn't much changed. I think he's in a league of his own. So I'm a big Predator fan. Yeah.
Did you watch Prey, the latest?
Yeah.
Predator?
Yeah.
How good?
I was pretty happy with it. Yeah. I was really a lot of the stuff that was in it, and I think it's been chit-chatted about for a long time. I'm really glad to see that it finally made the big screen. So I'd like to see more of that. But no, I was happy with it. Really happy.
Yeah.
And that's the we finally
got
some advanced copies. So Harry Holes is finally becoming a thing.
Yeah, we'll have to later in the show we'll get you to flick through it and find out where we can get it. Shannon,
no worries.
Favorite, tell me an alien from pop culture that you would like to hang out with. We'll use Logan's
Supergirl.
Ah, good answer.
That was fast.
I had 4 other people to think about it.
Is she also your favorite alien from pop culture?
if I was going with that line, and my favorite alien would probably be Superman, but I've always like had a soft spot for the xenomorph. I love the design of the creature from Alien.
Right.
Like that's still unparalleled as far as creature design goes. You know. So I've drawn it so many times I can almost do it from memory. But yeah, big fan of the original Xenomorph Alien.
Yes, like because I can't think of anything like you could argue like Starship Troopers aliens and Cloverfield aliens, all those sorts of. They all have similar xenomorph kind of attributes. Is there a pre-xenomorph out there, or is it a?
No, well, you look at like aliens from before that film was released, and you kind of had two versions. You kind of had the Star Trek alien, which is basically just a human being, but with like something on his head or some Spock ears and some glitter. Or you went the Roger Corman rubber monster sort of way, where it was this great big, almost immovable thing, someone in a suit, like clumsily lumbering through a set and trying to look scary. And I think Logan was just talking about The Thing as well, like the 1982 film. Like it was a remake of Thing from Another World, which was from the 50s. And the version in the 50s was the alien was played by a guy named, I was about to say Will Arnett. I think that was his name. But it was basically sort of a Frankenstein-looking thing. It was just a guy in a suit with like a square head or something like that, lumbering through the place a bit clumsily. And so when John Carpenter was doing The Thing, he was doing the remake, he desperately didn't want to have a man in a suit. You know, and that's where, and you've been seeing more and more and more, and especially when we've got the CG now, so much effort is put into not having a man in a suit, not just seeing some stuntman lumbering towards camera in something that doesn't really fit very well.
James Arness.
James Arness.
Yeah, Will Arnett is from Arrested Development. And
I thought that didn't sound right. Yeah, James Arness. Thank you, Dave.
Oh, well, that was Nick May put that up there, and I just read it.
James Arness.
Wasn't there Arness who was in Gunsmoke? Who was
I'll take your word for it on that.
Who was the Matt Dillon? Who was he? He was an Arness, I think.
No, he's Dylan.
Thanks, Ben.
G'day, Ben.
For those people watching live at the moment, send in your comments of your favorite aliens, particularly ones that we have not mentioned yet. For example, the prawns from District 9.
The prawns, man.
Yeah.
You cannot deny that they look like the prawn.
Brendan, let's talk aliens.
Well,
So,
Shannon completely stole my thunder, mate. I was going to go with the Xenomorphs, and I wasn't going to go for Supergirl because I didn't want to be too pervy. I was going to go with Superman, but you know. But in terms of the alien that I'd like to have a conversation with, I actually think Yoda would be kind of cool to have a conversation with. Like, you know, that guy is like 900 years old. He's seen some shit, like, particularly, you know, like near death, like, you know, Empire Strikes Back era Yoda. I reckon you could have some interesting conversations with that guy if you could make any sense of what he's saying.
yeah, well, about that. So there was a theory that I read, and so correct me, that sort of said, so Luke meets Yoda and he's talking in his, you know, like hanging out in the swamp we are, sort of backwards speak. But then when he goes, yeah, when he speaks to Obi-Wan, he's just like, he is too young. He cannot be trained. None of it's in backwards speak. And there was a theory posed that that backward speak was part of the old rickety character that he was essentially sort of throwing off Luke, because he's the last of the Jedi. He has to work out if he can trust Luke before he shows that he is Yoda. So he's talking in that backward speak. And then when he speaks to Obi-Wan, he speaks in his regular voice. But then later on, they sort of threw that away and just had him speak in the backward speak all the time.
I'm glad they did. But yeah, I didn't know that. And speaking of xenomorphs,
yeah,
can we even see that?
Oh wow,
Yep.
yeah, very good.
That's awesome.
Right, go,
I just
Brendan.
knocked that out.
Excellent drawing, that is.
Yeah.
It's really like, I don't even know if I've done it right though, because the reference picture I have is like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty-
Dude.
Looks pretty right to me.
That's a Brendomorph.
Love it.
Pete, have we got you? You're looking more stern than you were before.
Yeah, he's not so happy.
We had so much to talk about, Pete. Well. Dave.
Yes.
Man, have I got some questions to pose to you tonight, my friend.
No, right. Yeah.
But you hear me? Yeah. Atreyu.
Cheers,
We're
mate.
talking favorite aliens, Pete. Have you got one? Are you being impacted by one right this second?
He's
if
thinking.
you're being probed, smile. And hold it.
And we-
Can you?
No, we can't, mate.
No, you're intercepting your
a
own
resident
transmission.
alien here.
Sorry, Pete. You
Connection is. I do love the where it freezes each time.
yeah. Or he's just that happy. He's just like it's not catching him on the one smile. He's just always smiling. All right, Dave. Let's go to you. Favorite
Yes, mate.
alien from pop culture, plus your an alien that you would like to hang out with from pop culture.
Well, I guess my favourite alien would be Alien, because it's pretty amazing, and it's probably my favourite alien type movie that I can think of offhand. I don't think there's any alien I want to really speak to. I don't want to hang out with any of them, actually.
What about Peter Lamb?
That one there, that alien.
I didn't do that, by the way. If someone's waiting for me to change that back.
My new
Okay,
thing
good.
is to let things linger a little bit. I'm getting all cramped on it. Dave, there's no alien you would like to hang out with?
Why
Like,
would
what
you
about
want to hang out
Chewie?
with an alien?
Yeah, Chewie.
Oh,
and
hang on.
Dave.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, well, I suddenly thought species, but no, I wouldn't want to hang out with that Sheila. No,
I could go a few hours with it. I reckon.
big distance and a cage or a bulletproof glass between us. Yeah, that might be it. Okay. Why would you want to hang out with an alien?
There you
Are
go.
there- Is there
can
one
tell you
that's got an endearing feature? None of
They
them do.
could give you a different perspective on, you could. They might have the meaning of life. Who knows? Or they just got interesting stories.
No, sorry.
Or there's the
Nothing
theory that if a lion could talk, you still wouldn't understand him because you run such different lives that something philosophy. But anyway, Dave, I'm not sure if these are going to be all for you, Dave, or I'm going to share them around. But
Right.
I've got a question to pose you, and it goes a little bit like this.
Oh,
All right, Dave. Can you name this alien? Now, everyone else, hold thy tongues. Dave, who's this? This is for 3 points. Just to totally steal quick way of doing things.
That's an alien?
That's an alien. So, Dave, do you want another clue for? You're going to lose the 3 points and go down to 2 points.
Go to 2.
All right.
That's
2
Mr.
points.
Hanky.
That's Chewbacca, Wookiee.
Bang, 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 bang. Who is it, guys? Who's got it? Who's that?
Elf. I know that's Elf.
That's the alien life form himself, Alf. Now, Dave, what was Alf's favorite food?
Don't ask me that. I never watched Elf. I guess jelly beans.
Not even close.
Decent guess. What do you got, Stiz?
Cats.
Cats. Ding, ding, ding. Nice.
Up for Elf.
All right. Oh.
Wookiee. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate.
Now, who wants to take a stab between the years 1948 to 1969? How many UFO sightings do you think there were? Just throw out a number. Let's do some higher, lower. Who's got a number?
Several thousand.
Several thousand.
What's the range? What's the year range again?
1948 to 1969.
So you're looking at about 20 years. All right, I reckon 1,500.
Ooh, lower.
Oh, really?
1,600.
What do you got, Maddie? What'd you say?
1,400.
Oh, lower. Wow, you guys started big. All right, so 12,618. The Air Force investigation of UFOs began in 1948 and was known as Project Sign. It was later named Project Grudge, and then it became Project Blue Book, Sis. Did you know that? In 1953. Of all the sightings reported, 11,917 of them were explained. Most of them were actually balloons, satellites, and aircraft. However, there were also sightings that were caused by lightning, reflections, weather, hoaxes, and astronomical objects such as the sun. Someone thought the sun was a UFO, the moon, stars, and planets. Only 701 of those 12,618 sightings remain unidentified. How's that? Now, quick. I promised you a big, potentially world-ending or world-saving question. For some reason, they've come to you. They've discovered life on another planet, and they're sending you as Earth's ambassador with...
Uranus.
You're welcome there whenever you like. My Uranus. Well, I've derailed myself. Yeah, so you are the ambassador. You are taking with you 2 other ambassadors, but part of 3 different things. You can only choose from one of these. So there's the human history package, and you will be taking with you Usain Bolt and ex-President Obama, and basically...
Who believes in UFOs, actually.
Did he?
Oh, well, yeah.
Ties in.
Time. Yeah.
And basically a never-ending encyclopedia of all human accomplishments. So you're arriving on this planet with, two superior athlete. Like, look at the best of us. Look what we can do physically. A well-spoken man with smarts who can, and then look at all these
and me
and these. Yeah.
I'll stand in the middle.
So that's the human history package. So decide,
Mm-hmm.
or the guns package. Now, with that package, you have every single human weapon that you can think of, plus 2 special agent Marines that are the top of their game. So you'll be flanked by them. So you're going in,
ready.
ready. And then the last one is love baskets. The
Oh,
love
okay.
basket package.
I'm
Now,
ready.
in that one is like foods from all over the world, art from all over the world, music, and you can take with you 2 artists or creators of your choice from film, from musicians, anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, do you take the human history package, the guns package, or the love baskets package?
I'm going to rule out guns straight away. That's not
Okay.
my style. I don't think we stand a chance if they're coming to us.
Interesting.
Let's go with the love creator package. Let's spice it up.
Well, you arrive on the planet, you play the music. Most of them they're hearing, but there's no sound on their planet. So the music immediately blows up half their head. The other half of the population get food poisoning because they've never eaten sort of those delicacies. So basically, you've just murdered. You chose poorly. Is where I'm going with that one.
Well, let's just
you
wait
accidentally
for technology and make do.
Make doo-doo. All right. Well, Maddie, it's your turn up at bat. All right. So here's what we're about to do. So, Maddie,
Yes.
can you guess for 3 points?
That could be anything. It's giving like Chewbacca colors as well. I don't know.
All right, for 2 points.
Oh, he looks scary. I don't know.
And for 1 point, one measly point.
Is that the Predator? I've never seen it.
That's the Predator. That's the guy that nearly killed Arnold Schwarzenegger for it wasn't for mud.
It wasn't for mud.
By the mud.
It's scary.
Sis, I could see as I was asking Nick that question about the 3 different options, you were itching to have a go.
I was.
Fortunately, we just discovered a second alien race. Human history package with Usain Bolt and Obama. Guns package or love baskets. What would you take?
Well, in the first one, I was going with love baskets as well. So I don't know. Is that copying? Can I do it again?
No, you can. It's a different planet. You can try it.
Different planet. You give it a go. Give it a go.
Yeah, they all shot you immediately, you idiot. Why didn't you take guns? All right. Quick. Oh, actually, rewind a little bit. I meant to say this at the top of the show. So last week, I promised a song from the 2 Nicks if we could get the sluggish notify me thing up to 40, whatever thing is. There is another Kickstarter in the notify me stage, and that's Presents, and that is at 38 notify me peoples. So that's only 2 to get to 40. Now, I don't know if Quick's up for another song. I can't promise that. But if we can get
so
from
you guys
38,
do it now, Spedsy will sing a song. It's that simple.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know what I can promise, but I will send to the 2 people who click the notify me thing, I will send you a PDF of the Devil's Toilet 1. If you already have it, for Moose 1, if you already have that sluggish one. So let's get the Presents up to 40 before the show goes off the air. Also, I need some comments about some other aliens to talk about. For example...
Give us your favorite aliens, people.
For example, who is this? Does anyone know who Lilo Dallas is?
Yes.
Lilu.
Lilu.
No! I'm wrong.
Multipass.
Tell me, I've got no idea. What is it?
Multipass. That's a good one.
No.
Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Oh, Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Orange hair. And Chris Tucker. Haven't seen it.
Not wrong.
What's the deal with that? I know there's some pillars that light up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just if you guys could stop hogging the mic and let me talk for once.
I once said he did do movie reviews now.
Well, Shannon, being our resident movie reviewer, what if you give us a tagline and what do you like? Would you do an out of 5 stars or anything like that?
Oh, okay. Fifth Element. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. It is a classic. It is kind of weird, but the weirdness works for it. Basically, what it is we follow a guy named Corbin Dallas, an ex-military specialist and now taxi driver in the future New York. And he is tasked with saving the world by accompanying, what's her name? Lilo, the fifth element, the ultimate being, the self, finding the other 4 elements and basically using them to destroy the ultimate evil, which is on its way to destroy Earth as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, you have a blue alien with tentacles coming off her head doing the most incredible operatic thing you ever heard. Chris Tucker is playing a radio DJ, which was the most insane characterization you've seen in a movie in a long time. It has to be seen to be believed. And our hero, Corbin Dallas, is played by Bruce Willis. And sometimes you wonder if the dementia was already starting to kick in.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm sorry, is that too soon?
For me,
Yeah.
personally.
Shannon, you've made a horrible mistake because you've just shown me a hidden talent. Well, it's not that hidden. You've got a whole YouTube channel, but to be able to do it on the fly like that, get ready. I'm going to be throwing you some handballs. I've never seen footy either, so I believe that's the term. Quick, should we take a little bit of a talking break, perhaps, and celebrate one of the books that dropped this week?
Yes.
No? I will do the talking for you if you like, but for those of you at home, please take a look at something Quick put together for Terry's Trek.
Oh, speak about people being out in the country and in the sun. Well, Terry Cleary's been crossing the country from coast to coast, coming down from Colombo.
Road goes ever on and on, down to the door again.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No!
Say thank you to the many people who made Terry's Trek possible. The 2 people that kept you amused and enthralled through their incredible contributions to my good friend Paul Ruggless, for his wonderful wit and hilarious poems, and to Nicholas for his incredible cartoons.
My dad walked across Australia. These are my pictures, thoughts, comments and comics about the journey. So basically, each 2-page spread has the comic on the right side and what inspired that week's installment on the left. But the book's really about my evolving understanding of my father and his epic quest, hence the actual title, Terry's Trek, Illustrations of My Father.
And where is he now? Terry, hello.
Charlie, how are you? I'm sitting about 20k. I'm climbed up a hill out of a creek bed, having a conversation with you.
3,075 kilometres. Imagine it. Just setting off on that first step and then your last one gets you to the line.
Done.
Awesome. Oh,
mine's in the other room. I did find out that it takes me 1 minute and 40 seconds to pee and get a drink.
Oh, great.
Well, I've read that book, and I reckon it's a bloody beauty, mate. You've done an excellent job on that. I really
Thanks,
enjoyed
Dave.
reading that. About your dad's trip, about how you put it all together, and what inspired you to eat for each of your cartoons that you did. And
That's it.
it was really a good story, a good read, mate. Really, really interesting and funny and good bit of work, mate. Well done.
Thanks. It's not your regular comic book, is it? It's sort of like a magazine meets comic book meets diary. Yeah. It's been fun.
That's right. But yeah, that's right. Very good read.
Thanks, Dave. The other night, he said he enjoyed reading it because so much of it I did after the ComX shows. You know, as soon as we log off here, we're all still drawing and talking, and that's where a lot of the ideas were coming together. And I was, people were like, "Where are you up to now?" And I'd show you the chin I was doing, all the good stuff. So for me, it means a lot. Like it sort of came out of ComX in a lot of ways. So it's fun to play it here, you guys. Yeah,
cool.
No, you did an excellent job, mate.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and yeah, thanks to this show, getting to know everybody in the community and getting to know Quick has been a lot of fun. And then, yeah, as he said, like he was drawing this the night that I met him, and then for the next several months, and so it's kind of cool to then hold it in my hands and read. Like I was not part of the journey, but I was like a spectator kind of thing. Yeah, it was cool.
How many pages is it, Nick?
How many pages? It's like 34 or something. That sound right, guys?
Oh, I can't see any page numbers on that.
It's good. It's loaded with extras. Like I've put old pictures of my dad that I was drawing when I was a kid. I've got like an entry. My dad has a little write up in it as well. And I've also posted all the best comments from when I posted it. So and some people have some real cracker comments. So it's always really light, fun reading. Yeah. Cool.
Page numbers may have been handy too, because I think it starts on day 35 or something like that is the first day you jump in. And so I was sort of like trying to see if pages stuck together or something. I was like, I'm this days 1 through to 34.
Yeah. Day 13 on page 3.
That's right. But if you're reading, I also mention that I started late and then I make up for it later with extra comics. And it's sort of about my journey, watching my dad, understanding what he's doing and why he's choosing to do this, and what I'm getting out of it just by drawing, stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely sort of about me and my dad in a lot of ways as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised you I don't think I've ever drew any pictures of my dad when I was a kid. Oh no, I did one when he was sleeping, I know, but no, you've got half a dozen or more there.
It's actually hard to draw family members because you don't see them. Do you know what I mean? You feel them. You don't really need to look at your mum and your dad that much.
My mum used to say to guests at Christmas time, "Don't fall asleep around here, because you'll wake up and you'll find someone's drawn you." Because my sister used to draw a lot, and we get all these people who were sleeping, and sometimes you're not looking at your vest when you're asleep, but it's the only time people were still.
I'll remember that, Dave. Next time you're crashing here, I'll be setting up the canvas.
Well, I think it's Brendan's time to play. Brendan, are you ready? For 3 points, mate. See how you go. What do you got?
Man, they all look like turds. Can I get like the non-turd view? Like even if
for 2 points.
Oh, I can guess that one.
Yeah, I got this one.
I got nothing, mate.
Are you looking at the screen?
Oh, you're kidding me.
Ah,
Oh, how did I not get that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Even I sort of got the gist of that one.
Oh, yeah. I completely screwed the pooch with that one.
The extra
Speaking of
testicle.
our own missing person, do you think it's possible that Peter Lane is actually, secretly an alien?
Holy moly! Wait,
Awesome.
put that up. That's beautiful stuff, mate. I'm just trying to find the button. Go, show us.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
That's awesome.
Very
He's
good.
old Pete's just he's secretly an alien, and he was going to come out on this show, I think, but whatever. I'm shit out of crap to say now. Like, am I allowed to swear on this thing? I think I've already that's
Not
just
technically, but
okay.
while
Sorry,
we've got you, so you're one of the few people I've actually met in real life, and every time I see you, you're very fun to talk to. So we're going to do we often have a guest on this show, and we do the creator spotlight. So we might do a what do you call it? A bit of a spontaneous get to know Brendan.
Now it's that part of the show where we shine a big shiny spotlight on one of our creator friends. This week, we welcome
Name
and talk about their creative journey. Please, everybody, make some noise for
Name.
All right, so we're making Brendan our creator spotlight because it's his first time on the show, and the man he's knowledgeable about all things comics. So, Brendan, tell the folks who may not know who you are, what you do, and how awesome you are.
My whole life kind of revolves around comic books. So I guess I've been making them since I was a kid. I put out like 3 comics when I was in like year 11 and 12, which thankfully no one has seen in 25 years, nor will ever see. They're embarrassingly bad. There's a Star Trek ripoff, an attempt at a detective psychological thriller, which is equally bad, although not as bad as the Star Trek. And then there was the third one was like, I'd just been reading too much Adrian Tomina. I don't know if Spencer, you would have read Tomina, right? Like working in a comic shop, you would have got exposed to all that stuff, the indie slice of life. No. Anyone? Has anyone here read Tomina?
No. And this is what happens too, because we spent 11 years in a comic shop and make comic books, and then I talk to you, and you have such, for me, obscure references, and I'm like, can we talk about X-Men?
Well, I can tell you, your old comic shop had all of them in stock.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's published by Drawn and Quarterly since the mid-90s. So relatively successful. He makes his crust, I think, partially doing cartoons for the New Yorker. Anyway, but the mini comic I made inspired by him was crap. Like, I'm talking like a grade A, no good.
Yeah.
So then I kind of started putting out like zines and comics again. I don't know, 2007, 8, around thereabouts, and I started going to the like Melbourne comic creators meetups around the same time. And so I kind of met a bunch of the kind of local creators around town.
So someone was running that before, because now you and Tom Tung are like big guys. So someone else was running it back then, were they?
Yeah, Greg Gates was.
Right.
You know Greg?
No.
He's moved over to Adelaide.
Put my little thing up. No, I'm sorry. I don't.
Does anyone here know Greg? Dave?
Yeah, I met him in Adelaide. He's over in Adelaide now, isn't he, Brendan?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Does he do a book that I would know? I mean, it's only going to lead to me saying I don't know, and then.
So he was involved in, I think, like Fox Comics with all that crew back in the 80s, and he was working with Dylan Naylor on, all Dylan stuff like Darren Dill, whatever. You'll often see like he'll link Dylan or Dylan will link him or whatever. And he also, like way back in the 70s, was one of the co-founders of Minotaur.
Right.
Although he was out of there pretty early on.
Yeah.
But yeah, as him and Phil Bentley, who do you know Phil?
Phil Bentley from Minotaur.
Yeah.
I think if I saw him in a lineup, I would know him. I think I've seen him sitting in a van at Tullamarine Airport waiting to pick up comics.
Here you go. Here's Greg's art on this story here.
There you go.
Dylan Naylor wrote it, and Greg Gates did the artwork for that.
Wow.
So Greg can seriously draw. But I think he's from Adelaide originally, and I don't know, like he must have been in Melbourne for a long time, or his folks lived over there. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, he left, and I got stuck with it. Thanks, Greg. That's awesome, mate. And so I make comics, and like these days I make them and don't put them out. Just stick them in a box.
Except for satellites.
Yeah, well, that's just a 4-pager. That was nothing. The exception is, as Spedsy knows, but the rest of you might not. Like, I've kind of flipped comics for a living, or at least part of a living. And I've made a couple of mini comics. Oh, thanks, guys. I've made a couple of mini comics recently that actually kind of go out with every purchase.
Genius idea, yeah.
That's so awesome.
I don't even have them with me. They're in my office.
I grabbed like one or two of like that's just beautiful, and I'm sure that took you like 3.5 minutes, but it's bloody beautiful. The colors are
all of 10 minutes actually, but
surely that one was a bit longer.
Oh, that took hours. Yeah.
Hey, that's in French.
Yeah. No, for those who might have missed that link that just there, stores.ebay.com.au/Brennan's Comics. So this sale is actually still running, right, for a couple more days?
Yeah. So it's till the end of March. And then I guess it won't be running after that. Hey, there's a Brendan's box. Can you give me a bit more hair, Nick? Like, seriously, mate. Like, I've got at least 3 strands up the top here.
That's
you got it, mate.
It was that comedian.
Bit of Flacco.
Flacco, that's him. Flacco.
Yeah. Never heard of him. No, I know. No, so Brendan, because I've spoken to you about this in real life, but why not put the comics out? Because I super depressed man, beautiful art speaks to me. I want to hold it in my hand, but just you.
So I finished it almost 3 years ago. I finished it in May 2020. So almost 3 years. I haven't put it out because I've been just redoing it. I've been like editing it in InDesign, like cutting pages, adding pages. And a few months ago, I started another draft from scratch. And I've been thinking about it this past week, and I think I might just give up and put it out like as it is, like rather than trying to perfectionize it again and again. Because no matter what I do, I'm just not happy with it.
Because it's funny, because it was speaking to you, I told you about the Devil's Toilet one and how I've improved since, and I want to go back and redo bits and whatever. And I said, at least re-letter it. And you said, maybe re-letter it, but that's it. Don't touch it. Just move on to the next, keep moving forward. Don't go back, and yet you kind of don't take your own advice, I guess.
Oh no, that's completely fair.
Yeah.
And that's been part of my thought process this week. Is basically I'm an idiot. Like, because I can recognize it's completely killed my momentum, and it's stopping me from drawing the book that I actually want to draw. Because I've got another panic that's the script's not finished, but I've plotted the whole thing and it's drawable. I could start drawing today, and I really want to draw it. But constantly working on Super Depressed, not even making new stuff, just rehashing the same old stuff again and again. It's killing me. So this is a page from...
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, hang on. Am I getting it right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
I'm still working on the background, as you can sort of see. I've only just started the perspective grid.
Yeah, looking good. Looking real
So
good.
that page, I'd like to find a way to squeeze it in somewhere, but that's one of the new pages from this year. But I think I'm just going to put it out because I always intended to put a Super Depressed Man comic out. I just wanted it to be perfect, and it's not exactly the first time that I've done this. Like, it's kind of, I'm just a relentless perfectionizer. So I think I'll find a colorist and put it out.
Sweet.
So,
what do you mean find a colorist? What are you talking about? For a second, my ears pricked up, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder. I could probably." And then I realized I've just spent a day looking at all your colored stuff. Your colored choices are beautiful. The halftones are amazing.
Oh no! I'd probably
do it. Just more hair to your tip notes.
Relentless.
So you'd be more comfortable with someone else coloring it for you.
Yeah, but someone good, like someone like Pro Caliber. So, I'd really be looking for someone who's already done work for, at least some of the smaller, like US publishers, like your Volts and I don't know, Dark Horse or whatever. Although I probably couldn't afford a Dark Horse colorist. Theirs are usually the best of the bunch. But like Volt or Mad Cave or
Psycho Janitor or
good try, mate. But I'll need to kickstart it because they're going to cost a bit of coin.
Seriously, man, I think you do it yourself, but that's a conversation for another time.
It's a time thing, bro. Like,
and you got a little one, and a business to run. Two.
Yeah, we had another one 8 months ago now. It's been a while.
Holy moly! Yeah. Wow.
So time's even more precious than before. And I enjoy coloring like a one-off, like a pin-up or a color, or just something on the iPad for laughs. But I don't overly love it. I'd rather just pay someone else to. So I just need to raise enough money to pay someone to color it, and then to web offset print it, because I want to print it on newspaper. That was always kind of the
excellent.
Oh, newsprint.
Yeah, man. Like, I love that aesthetic, right? But you got to do like 2,000 or 3,000 copies just to like make it work.
Well, you heard the man. So if you head to Brennan's Comics on eBay, get some of those back issues cracking, and we could fund this thing.
I remember Ben Slavic when he first was putting out what was that alien one he was doing? I just can't remember the name of it now, but I know he hooked up with an American company who was printing on newsprint. Like that's what all they did, and that's how the first issues came out. And I just can't remember the bloody title now. But Ben will be able to help you if you're looking for someone to publish it who will print it in newsprint. If you give,
Yeah, I'm not worried about the publishing side of it.
Okay.
It's like I've never wanted like someone else to publish my stuff.
All right. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know, like if it was like Marvel or DC or like, I don't know, like Fantagraphics, like that would be cool. But unless it's someone, you know, like a bucket list publisher, I'd rather just do it myself.
Yep, right.
Because I kind of like I have all the know-how, like you know, in terms of like printing background and graphic design and you know, like garage to store, you know, 20 boxes of unsold comics.
Are you a graphic designer by trade or anything, Brendan?
I used to be, yeah.
Right.
I've periodically re-entered it whenever I've really needed the cash.
Yeah,
but it's not my love in life. I enjoy it as a job, right? Like, but I love comics. That's what life is about for me.
Yeah, you don't get many people coming through the door of a graphic design saying, "Draw me a comic." Most of it's design a logo or do an ad up for me or a flyer, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I hate doing logos.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Love doing magazines and like books and stuff. That was fun. But yeah, like I know there's designers out there that love doing logos and branding and all that stuff.
Yep.
Just wasn't for me. Like I love comics. My interests are graphic storytelling. You know, and when it's not graphic storytelling, it's helping people to get graphic storytelling into their hands.
Nice.
Well, speaking of graphic storytelling, just before we look at some artwork and whatnot, Brendan, how do you feel about the Australian comic book scene at the moment as a guy who's been there, done that sort of thing?
It's buoyant at the moment, isn't it? Like there's an insane amount of stuff coming out, and I think there's more volume of really high quality stuff than there has been. I actually just wanted to. Can I speak about about Melbourne comic creators for a second? Is that
please go? Yeah.
Like in terms of high achieving like Melbourne comic creators or people that have lived in Melbourne, you know, everyone knows like Tom Taylor and Colin Wilson. You know, who in the US have achieved kind of a fairly high level of success. But there's like several people from Melbourne who have been or will be published by Fantagraphics, Drawn on Quarterly, IDW Top Shelf in the last 10 years or in the next year. Simon Hanselman, who's living here for years, has put out multiple books through Fantagraphics. Chris Gooch has put out multiple books through Top Shelf IDW. I think Rachel Lang's got a book coming out next year from... Hey, thank you.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
No, like Chris Gooch is one of those, isn't it? I noticed.
Yeah.
What was the other one you had there, Maddie? Was it?
Megahertz.
Fantastic book.
Yeah.
Exceptionally depressing.
Who did that one? Who's the creator of that one?
Simon Hanselman.
Right.
And I've only met him a couple of times, but the book's kind of indicative of him, I think.
Okay.
Like lovely guy, don't get me wrong. Like super talent. But yeah, like just talented, but it's depressing, and I can only read about 50 or 60 pages at once before I just want to, kill myself. And I feel like, so Tommy Parrish, or the artist formerly known as Katie Parrish, has put 2 books out through Fantagraphics in the last 3 years, I think. One, I think, dropped relatively recently. Really great stuff, like a bit on the trippy surreal end, but it's Fantagraphics, so what do you expect? And then the one I'm reading at the moment is by Lee Lai.
That one's good.
Yeah.
All right.
I met, and forgive me if I get the pronouns wrong, but I met they, them. Is that right? Something like 11 years ago at a Sticky Zine fair, and still in high school, like year 12, I think, but obviously talented then. But yeah, cool book. I'm really glad that Fantagraphics have picked it up, and I think they've won some awards. They've been up for some awards. I don't know what the outcome is, but and they've all these folks have mostly left Melbourne, but nice work, people getting success, and although he's a Sydney-sider for the most part, Pat Grant lived down here for a few years. We'll try and claim him, and he had a couple of really great books out through Top Shelf, right? Top Shelf.
Yeah, the Grot. Yeah.
So I mean, you look around Australia. I think Sydney or New South Wales have had more what Marvel and DC type creators come out, but the quality of the indie creators coming out of Melbourne is spectacular, and I think that Michael Fakaris deserves at least a little bit of credit, because his sort of Silent Army kind of group that kind of does the more indie stuff. So many of these guys have passed through his group. I think Fakaris is one of the people in Aussie comics that maybe not everyone knows about, but if he hasn't already, he should get a platinum ledger at some point. Because his contribution to my thinking is immeasurable. Has he won one? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
I don't recall that I don't recall him winning one, but he should. Anyway, rant is over. I will cease extolling the praises of the Melbourne comic scene and the Victorian comic scene. Quality, that's it.
All right. Well, let's. Before we take a look at some art, I'll just remind folks that we're trying to get presents.comx.studio to 40 Notify Me people. If you are the 2 clickers that get that done, I will send you a free comic book PDF of your choosing from the Spedziverse. So, presents.comx.studio. Let's take a look at some artwork. Sis, what do you think?
Yeah, sounds good. What I'll do is start with, we got a late one in last week for our green theme.
Sweet.
Don Ticchio. He just missed out on us going off the air, so here's his mark.
Hey, cool.
Well done,
Don.
Is that an alien or is that a monster?
It's a monster.
Aliens Inc.
Might be.
Yeah.
Good.
Landon, haunted by that.
Cool. Okay. Oh, hang on. There's all the game show stuff. Oh, Spedsy, you're first in the list.
Yeah. Oh, well, so I just want to say mine, for those who, I'm not sure I mentioned on the show, but I definitely whinged about it after the show. I finished a big job for Peter Lane actually, and then I just found myself in a bit of a rut with some deadlines, too many deadlines, too many things, and it kind of, I don't know, creativity left me and left a void. Anyway, so drawing aliens today, I drew the first page of Vamoose 4. It's got
Whoa.
aliens all over it.
Oh, nice.
It was a big hurdle for me to jump. I've never subscribed to that thing about the daunting white page sort of thing. But
Scary stuff.
Holy crap, did it kick my ass in the last week and a half. And so I've had this sketched for, like a week and a half, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But I did it. So that's my little...
Came off, mate. Looks good.
Can you put it back up for a sec, mate? Can you zoom it in? I'm on a phone, mate. I can't see anything.
I'll show you after the show. I'll do it. But let's rock some Alf from Ed Kearsley.
Good on you, Ed.
He's got Han Solo's blaster.
Ripper, mate.
Nice.
Good on you, Ed.
That's awesome. Does anyone? So that's definitely Han Solo's blaster, right? So
looks
is
like
the
a
sword,
and
is the
I'm not
sword
sure
from
who's sold,
something
though.
like a reference?
No, it just looks cool.
Yeah. I'm going with that.
I don't want to lose my geek card again. Nick
Wow.
May.
Hey, that's my budgie.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's your guy.
Wow.
Bloody
Love it.
Superman.
Well, look at the
He's an
clouds
alien.
around
Yeah,
Earth at
very
the bottom.
good.
That's awesome.
Well done,
Right.
Nick.
Very cool.
Chernobyl.
That's excellent.
At Chernobyl.
And from my mentor to Nick May's mentor, Neil Blandon.
Neil Blandon.
That's great.
That's cool,
Alien.
Neil.
That's awesome.
Alien.
Neil had fun doing that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Neil's a ripper, isn't he?
Oh, you smudged your ink, mate.
Hopefully Dave won't notice that I smudged my
Also got braces on the little alien thing popping out.
That's awesome.
And little booties as well. And for you, says he's got the Spock live long and prospers going on.
Oh yeah.
Next up, we've got the brown papered magician Rob O'Connor.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude.
Well done, Rob.
Martians.
That's really
Good
fun.
one, Rob.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Next up is
Very
Sean
good, Rob.
Drake.
Oh,
Xenomorph.
nice.
They're quite popular tonight.
Alien, yeah.
Yeah, well, we did announce on the show last week that we were doing Xenomorph because
we did too,
tying
didn't we?
into our special guest, but special guest has postponed, so we will save.
Hey, he's doing the Spock fingers as well.
Yeah,
must be
default Spock.
He's default Spock.
The Vulcan.
Let's go with Sam Stein with E.T.
Ah, very good, Sam.
Oh,
Yeah.
a greeting card. Call your mom. Look at his little pearls around his neck.
Yeah.
Sam, I'm impressed, mate.
And this one's from Nick to Nick.
Hello. Hey. I got a fanboy in Nick May tonight. He just wants to please me. Nick May, I'd like to see a picture of you and I shaking hands. You've got about 12 minutes, I reckon. Get to it.
Yeah. And poor Dan May, he asked what the theme was, and I said, "Oh, it's the Xenomorph from Aliens." This was earlier last week. He's like, "Oh, that bitch is hard to draw." I got back to him days later and said, "Now it's just any alien," but the poor guy had already started.
Right.
That's awesome.
Bloody
Great.
Ripper, mate.
Yeah, Ripley looks
Quickly, he
sweet.
got the features of Ripley right and stuff. That's right.
Yeah, that's bloody Ripper, mate.
Yeah.
Well done.
And he did a 2-for-1. Another one from Dan.
Ah,
Can't get enough.
Warner Brothers.
You should have saved that one.
That's That's all, folks. You just ate the bloody.
It's been a great show. Thanks for coming on, everyone.
Porky Pig got it.
Next up, we have Tony Menzies' better half, Janet Locke.
Ah, right. Very good, Janet.
Be no more fact.
Yeah, I didn't want to draw that tonight. Too hard.
Yeah. She did
Very
well.
good. Yeah. Very good, Janet.
And then Michelle.
Ah, Michelle. Dang, no. Jeez.
Yeah.
Look at them about to make out. That's rad.
Yeah. Look at that. Fantastic.
Love in the air.
That would be an awkward kiss. I don't know if in high school you accidentally like bump teeth with a girl when you both have no idea what you're doing.
I wanted to play some music under that one. Look at him leaning in.
Yeah.
That's some fancy shit I want to read about.
Saliva's dripping everywhere, your teeth banged together, and your long tongue wrapped around her little second mouth.
Your acid melts her face.
Yeah.
Very good, Mish. You got the Vela chalker splatter going on there.
Yeah. Bella Chalker splatter. I like that. Now, a man who he damn near sent many books at the ComX.shop out of stock this week. Dushan.
Oh, right.
He has Liza Ray Kickstarter is wrapping up. But yeah, he just spent big at the ComX shop, bought like everyone's books.
Mm.
So huge thank you to Dushan.
Yeah,
And then, of course,
Dushan, that's excellent, mate.
$5 postage. He got like 25 books or something.
No,
Yeah.
smart. See?
Flat rate.
Smart.
Flat rate.
Very
Janet
good.
Locke's other half, Tony Menzie.
Oh, yeah.
The
Hey.
hero of
Very nice, mate.
great work.
Fantastic.
Tony, we miss you. We've got to have you back on the show. We need some of that silky voice action.
Yeah.
Next we have Maddie.
Ah,
Character.
Yeah.
Like space.
who's that?
That's cool.
Little bloody elf or something. What's the antenna?
Yes, yeah. The
Alien.
girl with antennas on her head. We'll call it an alien.
Oh, right.
Is that your own character, Maddie?
Made it up, yeah. I just like
That's the way.
That's awesome.
Good on
Yeah.
you.
60s vibe.
I want to
Maybe.
announce on the show next week 22-page story about this lady and what she gets up to.
Look at character.
Get to work. Shannon. Yeah.
Oh, is he sort of doing the Superman pose, Shannon?
Yeah, I combined the
Watching
two.
it. I see it, mate. He should be on the cover of Action Comics or something.
To me, that's the Dark Knight pose when the on the
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
Knight happens, jumping off with some lightning behind him and whatnot.
We can have a fight about that later, Rob, you and I.
Very good, Shannon. Nice, mate.
Rob will lose because it's the Superman 1 cover.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Cue the Brandon comment if you have it handy. Now, the man who was with us and is not with us and he's half with us, Peter Lane with some Alf.
Hey.
First art we've seen on the show from Pete.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good one,
I
Pete.
forgot Alf had
Excellent.
feet. I just
And I
thought he
love
was.
we could zoom in and find he's drawing on the back of something. It's a mailer of some sort.
Oh, okay. I can just see that.
These tiny secret details. But that's awesome. Pete, get a better connection
Well
on
done, Pete.
Talk Skies Cavern Library. I mean, this seems like a self-promo because it's my cover, but Pete dropped an amazing new book. Me and Dave are both in there, plus Mark Oliver. Anything Skies Cavern Library is a good time. Tony Menzie with a bonus alien.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Drink and draw.
I was going to say the other one didn't have any colour, but that one's definitely better.
Yeah, that's
playing card.
Got a splash, if you will. And Shannon with a bonus too.
Nice.
Ooh.
Well done. Well, who's that? That's the queen out of Snow White in the front.
Maleficent, yeah.
Very
This is an older drawing. I did it when I heard about Disney buying 20th Century Fox, and I just thought, well, now the alien queen is a Disney queen, so.
Yeah.
You know, I'd actually pay money to go see that at the movies.
Do they make out as well, or is that just like
Only in my fan fiction?
Got it.
Draw me a picture of that quick, Nick.
All right, here we go.
All right, well, we've got one more of these. So, Shannon, I'm going to throw this one to you because it's an odd one, but you might get it. And Shannon, name this alien. Now, Shannon, this will be for 100 points if you can get it. Do you want to what do you call it? Like enhance CSI style? For 50 points.
What's the
Oh
Blade
my
Runner
god!
one?
It's
50 points, Shannon.
Helen Mirren in Cats.
Beauty Dench.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Beauty Dench in
I thought
Cats.
you were joking. Is that her?
I'm not convinced that's not an alien.
Oh, not Helen Mirren. What's her name? Judi Dench.
Yes. 50 points to Shannon.
Thank you.
Tonight's winner. Now, if you've not seen the show before, we subtly at this time of night, we changed the name from Drink and Draw to Dance and Draw. So get your head moving because it's time to find out what Alex Major has drawn for us. It will be an alien, I assume, dancing with an Australian character. Let's find out who.
Ah.
Hey.
Hey.
Good on you, Alex. Champion, mate.
It's a drop.
That's Lee from Amazing Tales.
Yeah.
Agent Lee?
Yep.
Sergeant Lee?
Nah,
General
Trooper.
Lee?
Trooper Lee. He's never moved that good before. Thanks, Alex. Good on you, mate.
I love that, like, in a year's time, this segment will go for 2.5 hours.
Be the whole show.
Yeah.
The whole show.
And of course, that leads us into that we need you to like and subscribe.
Subscribe to the channel.
And even ring that bell, the ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Yeah.
So that you can keep up with all our whatnots. All right. Well, we've got a few other things to talk about. Such as... Hey!
Nice one.
Nice.
Maybe we can save it for the promo section coming up next, but we need to talk. Well, let's just let's talk about ourselves for a sec.
You haven't had a look at this one yet.
What about everyone else's art?
What have I missed?
David.
Oh yeah,
Logan?
sorry, we're going
Brenton?
well over time. Yeah, no, you're right. All right, Dave, give it to us. What do we got?
That's a Lavatron.
Oh, okay.
I just made it up.
Oh, awesome.
From the planet
Nice work, dude.
Lava.
I'm glad.
It's cool.
I thought I'd lost something.
It's got Magnolia vibes to me.
What sort of?
For me.
Yeah, I just made it up as I got here and did it.
What's there's actually a DC character
Yeah, a
with
villain
a
or
white
something.
head. What's Brendan? Who's the DC character that kind of has that color scheme but with a white head?
Metamorpho?
Aquaman.
Yeah, That sounds like a thing. Metamorph.
Oh, metamorph.
Yeah.
Metamorph.
Yeah.
Metamorphing.
Yeah, it's metamorph.
We're all
I'll bring
using
up-
our cards tonight.
Yeah, get him on the screen quick. But yeah, now that I look at it, it's actually not that close.
I'll take him to court. This is original. you saw it created right here and there on the show.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
On the fly.
Well, Dave, I want to see 22 pages by next week.
Oh yeah, bit similar.
Yeah, no, that's the guy I meant, but doesn't look how I thought him. Oh well.
My head.
No, I think mine looks better.
Agreed.
Biased
well,
opinion.
let's check in. Logan, did you go traditional today?
No, I did digital, but I'm having issues with email at the moment. Can I just share screen? Is that
Sure.
cool?
Yeah, sure.
It should be down the bottom there.
Yeah, I can see it.
Bring it up. Here we go.
Oh,
Alien Nation.
yes, that's it. I couldn't remember the name.
Wow.
That's wicked.
You do that on a computer?
Yeah.
All right. Looks like pencil, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's one of the bonuses behind the program. The pencil is actually really good.
Oh.
What are you doing it in?
Clip Studio.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very good, Logan. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then, Quick, you ordered something, and Nick May delivered.
Oh, yes.
I saw it.
Oh, jeez. You knocked that out quick.
I didn't do it. I can't see it. Can you
I know.
Okay.
Hey, look at that. That's
Quick
cool.
Nick and Quick Nick. We got two.
Look at him.
Quick
He's like
Nick.
made me a giant. I've met that man. He towers over me, but he's in fanboy mode, and he's like, nah. Wow. Any other
Brenton.
requests?
Yeah. Brenton, were you working traditional, or you got something we can look at?
Yeah, just went traditional, but the plan was to do something Predator, and at the last minute, I just went Xenomorph.
Oh, right.
Wow. Fancy going that last minute. One of the hardest things to draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if it's correct though. Like I just kind of made it up as I went. I had a nose on him, and then I realized they don't have noses.
Yeah. Well, how does he smell?
Bloody ripper, mate.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well done, mate. Very
I
good.
did have a nose.
Thanks for setting that up, Rob.
Yeah. All right. Well, we need to talk hairy holes and we need to talk Amphibia Noir. We'll do that in this segment when we talk about ourselves.
This poor person is looking through the newspaper for info on what projects our artists have been working on. And this lost individual is using a map to find where she can follow our artists on social media and buy their books. How about we save them the trouble and just tell them? We call this next segment Shameless Self-Promotion.
Starting with me.
Yeah.
I'm not putting up the shop as usual. We're talking about this Sunday at ComX Plus. ComX shop is going to get a table there at the Brisbane Comics Market, and we will be there selling everyone's comics that have comics in our shop. If you go down there, you'll get to meet me, and you'll get to meet Kez, and you'll get to meet this guy.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring Doug. Awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, that's down at Anley. I forget it's Ipswich Road. I forget the number. I think it's like 147 or something. Just look up ComX Plus. Google my business will tell you exactly where they are.
Is ComX Plus the comic shop formerly known as Ace Comics and Games?
Yes. Yeah. So if you know Ace Comics, that's where they are now. Yeah.
All right.
I'll hammer through mine. Sluggish 2 is on Kickstarter right now. Hasn't launched yet, but it will soon. Spadsy.comx.studio. Go check it out. Also, I got to read this yesterday. So go give it a look. It's also it's available for pre-order right now at ComX.shop. You got Ben Sullivan, Hayden Sparrow, Peter Wilson, and Ryan Vella, and of course created by the head honchos of ComX, Kez and Sizzle. I had a book come out this week, and if he wasn't sitting next to me, I'd still talk about it because it's easy to just sort of go, oh wow, I've got things in lots of books, but don't take it for granted that something really cool came out and it's got my art in it. But it's also got a bunch of my friends' art in it as well. So go check out some budgies. Alex Major's in here. Tim McEwen's in there. You can find out what this guy's deal is. That is Special Agent Special. So detectivebudgie.net.au, I want to say.
.net.
Give it a look. I think that's me done. Otherwise, psychojanitor.com. Over to you, quick.
I'm happy to also flog Flyboys. It's right here in front of our pretty eyes. Making do with this extra camera stuff. There's a Dave Dye original story. And we got stories by Alex Major, Rob Lyle, Nick May, Michael Baclandos, and Tim McEwen, Nathan Grixty, Peter Wilson, Dave Dye, and Jordan Pope. And next week, I'm going to try and get a video for Propeller Ella. That's coming at you too. It's a very exciting story, one I'm very proud of, and I look forward to sharing more about it. Maddie, let's go.
I don't think much has changed since last time I was on the show. I'm still working on a short story collection, and once that's done, I'll post it on my updates on my Instagram, which is somewhere. But yeah, I think that's about it for me right now.
Awesome. Logan, just because we hammered through it, let's not hammer through yours. So you've got a sweet new book available right now on Kickstarter, Amphibia Noir #2.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it and, how awesome it is.
So it kicks up, directly after the previous comic, carrying the story through with the same characters and the same plot line, though the plot line's getting a lot meatier, the characters are getting more in-depth, and the city is getting bigger. So we're shifting from 45 pages to 60 pages on this one. So it's a beast of a book, full color, which is hurting so much at the moment. My back's killing me. But it's all coming together really, really well, and I'm loving every minute of it. It is definitely turned into a love project now. So a lot of color is one of the major players in this one versus the last one. The last one had a lot of color in it, but it was also a pretty mellow sort of finish on it. Still going to be a buttload of swearing, foul language, violence, moody interactions, all the usual stuff. So
nice bedtime story, you reckon?
Oh yeah, definitely one for the kids.
Now, Logan, you do something in Amphibia Noir that I did in Sluggish as well. 4 panels on every page that span the page. I found that to be so freeing because it seems like it may be a cop out that you don't have to do a layout each time, but there's an art to it, kind of like framing every shot like a camera would, sort of thing. Like
exactly why I did it. It was the cinematic influence in me that pushed that one. It also forced your perspective to squeeze into that space. You don't realize how little height you have in those panels. So you really got to move them around and put the camera in the right position to actually make it feel right. It's a bit of a funny one. The next one's not like that. It's a bunch of different panels. I make full use of more panels, less panels, slowing the pace, speeding the pace kind of thing in the next one. I also take advantage of some spreads. I'm going to have a couple of 2-page spreads in there, which I can't wait to get to when I do get around to getting to them. Very excited is all I can say.
we can chuck a link in the comments, but do you have a, what is it, Kickstarter / something or other?
It is kickstarter.com/projects/ Halftone Productions / Amphibia Noir Part 2.
Sweet. Yeah, we will try and drop that in the comments on YouTube and on Facebook for people to click.
Otherwise, if you just type in Amphibia into Kickstarter, it's the first one on there.
Yeah.
As I don't think there's many projects in that area.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Brenton, you're not to rush either because we haven't spent much time talking to you, and you had a book just pop up too in the last week or so. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Yes, Hairy Holes. It's a book that's kind of, I guess you could say there's, basically it's just all the stuff they wouldn't let me get away with the Ubbies Underdogs trilogy. So there was a lot of, a lot of stuff that, they just kind of said, I think this audience might be a bit too young, or this might be inappropriate or whatever. And then my editor with this book said, there was some really, really good material in that. So, let's chuck it into this one. So, Hairy Holes. It's the gist of the story is, there's no matter where I went, where you go in Australia, there's always hairy man stories, especially in the Indigenous communities. So you always, Yawi, Matmat, Gunbun, Bajala, and sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're scary, sometimes they're tricksters, and I just made up a story about sort of those relatives in that sort of hairy man family that no one likes inviting to family get-togethers and stuff. So that's what these guys are. And this kind of, it was a comic I did for the Funny Bones anthology that was like the hairy man hashtag, which is about a hairy man trying to get a social media presence and kind of, there was just heaps of material. So I just thought I went to the bottom of my publisher and said, hey, can I, can I do something with this? Because this is really fun, And, the CEO didn't like it at the time, but my editor did. So she's just run with it. And now we finally got some physical copies. And we got some early copies. Not this weekend, the following weekend, April 1st and 2nd, I'll be at Perth Oz Comic Con and have some early copies there. I'll be
give us a flick. Give us a flick through.
Hang on.
Just a couple of pages, mate.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, nice.
Very nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we got so I'll definitely have some early copies for purchase at Oz Comic Con. I'll be with Wolfgang Bilsma, like the Gestalt and Comics from Country guys. I think Scotty Wilson will be there, and that young crowd, Stick Mob from Alice Springs. I think we're all situated together. So if you're in Perth, next weekend for sure, please stop by.
Can people buy Hairy Holes online?
At the moment, At the moment, it's at Mugabulla website. So I'll try and put a link there. It's a funny word. So
I dare not Google it.
Yeah, don't Google it. Sorry. Yeah, we've already had that drama a few times. If you Hairy Holes GF, please, can you just we already had we changed the name. Then it was too late to change the name, and the contract was Hairy Holes, and that led to something even darker. So we said, Hairy Holes might be safe for now. Hairy Holes JF, please. We never think about this stuff, but anyway, it was heaps of fun. And at the moment, right now, Mugabulla is the only. But late April, we're going to have the official book launch, and hopefully, I'll be able to have it on I Am Ezra website as well. So
Sweet,
awesome. Shannon, where can we find your movie reviews? Your YouTube channel?
I'm still doing the YouTube channel. I'm very close to getting my first video for this year up. Just life getting in the way. We have a new.
Yeah, the show just got stolen.
That's all right.
I think you promised.
Actually, I hope you don't mind me bragging about this a little bit. I got hired this week to do my first ever paid job, doing visual effects for a feature film.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
I've been playing around with that stuff for about 15, 20 years or something like that. And I've done a little bit of some clips for people's short films and fan films and stuff like that, but I've never actually had a paying job doing it before. So yeah, I'm a little bit chuffed by that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, my movie reviews are still on YouTube at Gung Ho Movie Maker. And my beloved Bunny here, he shows up in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that still available, Sis?
Yeah, it's still available.
Excellent.
48 copies and
which is
sold out forever.
also like one of the funnest reads you'll get from Aussie Comics for a while. I really enjoyed it. So
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
You guys did an awesome job.
So yeah, keep an eye out for this guy.
Brendan, where can we find you and your stuff? Obviously, your eBay store is a good place to go for people if they want back issue comics. Not just Aussie comics, but like your Marvels
Any
and DC.
kind of comics.
Any comics, yeah.
Any comics.
So obviously go and buy stuff at my eBay store. But yeah, like in terms of my own comics, you'll find it difficult to find them at the moment.
Yeah.
They're not really, I don't even have them in my own eBay store, right? Like, I have just kind of, like selling them is not a huge priority for me.
Yeah.
If you see me enough nicely, I may give you some. But yeah, like, I don't know. I guess if you really want some, you can just message me and, you know. Yeah, well, that you can buy from Hayden. So message him, and I'm sure he'll sell you a copy.
Also at the ComX shop.
Yeah.
Or at the ComX, yeah, there you go. But yeah, I also wanted to, if I may.
Oh, hang on. Where are you?
I got it, Sis.
Let me get this right. So, Melbourne Comic Creators Meetup. The next one is Saturday, the 1st of April from 2 p.m. at the Clyde Hotel in Carlton. If you make comics or are trying to make them, then please come along. Even if you're from out of town, you're more than welcome to pop in. It's the first Saturday of every month at the same hotel, the Clyde Hotel in Carlton. There's tram access, easy access, there's parking, it's very easy to get to. It's close to the city. Anyway, yeah. If you make comics and you're in Melbourne, feel free to come along
and we got to have a look at your graphic design skills just there too. Beautiful flyer.
Graphic design skills, my arts. I just drew that like 2 minutes.
And that's not an April Fool's joke.
Yeah,
it is not an April Fool's joke.
So turn up if you can.
Yeah, it's an April Fool's joke. If you turn up, you'll just be sitting there drinking a beer by yourself.
No, it's after lunchtime. It doesn't count. Remember?
No, that's right.
No, it's good times. Yeah, and this is Clara here. She's just woken up.
No, she's very quiet. Good on you, Clara. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, hi, darling.
We try to make this show for kids, but your daddy swore a lot on this one.
Just letting it all out, mate.
His hairy hole. Actually.
I noticed you're behaving yourself now.
That's because my wife is just over there, so that's like I can't say too much while she's in the room, can I?
Oh, right, good.
Hey, all right, that's good for me. Over to you, Dave.
All right, okay. Well, I've got comics available in the at Owner Indie and in the ComX shop. Awesome. There it is. That's the addresses for that. Well, I haven't got the address for the ComX shop, but you
just need a dot.
It's just ComX.shop. That's it.
ComX shop. ComX.shop. So that's
Yep, that's the web address.
Put a
Yes.
dot in there. There. How's that?
Nice.
Oh, beautiful. That's some good
Right.
dotting.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to say, this is out now. Oh, thank you very much for putting that up for me.
It's all right, I got another one too.
You didn't mention Propeller Ella, I don't think, did you? So
Only
Propeller
quickly.
Ella's available, so make sure you get. That's another one of Nick Cleary's that's out, and that's a really great story told in really great art, very well presented, and very good, compelling story.
Thanks, Dad.
Compelling.
And the Robert Downey Jr. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah. Mini
A
comic.
lot of, what do you call it? A lot of pop culture and movie innuendos, etc. Very good.
Yeah, you'd like this one, Shannon. Lots of just like if you're an MCU fan or a film fan, yeah, you're gonna appreciate.
Yeah, you love it.
All the antics in this little book.
Very
But Dave, you should be talking about yourself.
great caricatures and that of all the different movie stars and everything in there. You've done a really good job of that, mate. Very good. Very good job.
We'll pee in each other's pockets after the show.
Oh, why not? Why not do it here?
I just wanted to give a shout out to Peter
Oh, yeah,
Lane.
hang on, I want to say one more thing.
Yeah,
it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm 64.
Well, that's tomorrow,
happy
Dave. So
birthday,
we'll
buddy.
talk to you then. Happy birthday, Dave.
Thank you. So go and buy me comics. Give me a birthday present.
Yeah. I just wanted to shout out Peter Lane. His books are available at reverypublications.com.au. Other than that, next week, I should have written his name down. Joshua Santaspiro is on the show as our special guest. I hope I didn't write it down. I should never trust just this by itself. And we will be doing monsters. Our theme has been, ever since we did green for St. Paddy's Day, we're going a little vaguer with our themes here and there. So next week, monsters. So you can draw any monster of your choosing, and you don't have to draw it during the show. You can draw it right now. So send your art through to Sis at art@comex. Something or other.
Studio.
Yep. comexstudio.net.au. And we will
really.
put it up. And no, did I get anywhere near it?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll rewind the tape and you'll see it. But anyway, so that's been our show. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brendan, for joining us for the first time. Thank you, everybody else, for being with us.
I just want to say two things.
Yeah, please.
Before you wrap up the show.
Yeah.
The address, I got it miles wrong.
Of course.
I was way off.
That's what
478 Ipswich Road. So yeah, I got the 47 right, but got not a 1 in front, an 8 at the end. And also the other thing I want to say is there are still Dave Dye books at the comic shop even after Duchan got in there, because he bought up a lot of Dave's books. So yeah.
Oh, good on you. Thanks, Duchan. Good on you, mate. Thank you very much.
So that's me.
Yeah. Those are said books. All right. Well, that's been our show for this week. So thank you to everyone for watching at home. Thank you to everyone in the room. We will see you next week for Monsters and Josh. And remember to eat your prayers, say your vitamins, and catch you down the road. Ooh, yeah. Bye.
Someone should call the police. The show has been murdered.
We're still here.
But in 1 week we will rebuild it. Better, stronger, faster. In the meantime, head to ComX.shop and powder your chestnuts on a copy of Detective Budgie by Nick Cleary, Amazing Tales by Dave Dye, Vamoose by Nick May, Battle for Bustle by Lee Chalker, Radical by Ed Kearsley, Sluggish by Spedsy, Crimson and Rascal by Peter Wilson, ComX Presents featuring so many of the creators that have appeared on this show, and so much more. Alright Sis, press the button. End the show. Don't make me butter your biscuit. Sizzle, press the button. Sizzle? Sausage sizzle.